Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Salute to the general is in the building. Anton Daniels was popping.
What up, man? What up, big dog? How you feel?
I'm doing the right thing, man. How about yourself?
Hey, listen, Houston. I didn't know you was down there in Houston, but I was down there. Hey, Hemp pulled up on me like a bodyguard. I said, "What is going on?" I said, "Security." Wow, security. I was in Houston and Hemp pulled up. Shout out to Hemp, man. He pulled up. He said, "What up?" And we kicked it. We chopped it up. And we put it together right then and there. We said, we're going to do it on Tuesday. And here we are.
It took all of 15 seconds. And I ain't do none of the talking. I said, "Hey, I sent the eat. Yeah, we could do it. Let's do it." I was like, hey.
I said, let's do it when we doing it, when we knocking it out.
100%, man. 100%, man. I humbly appreciate it, man. Salute to my brother Christopher J, who I ran into at the meetup as well. Shit, he ran up on me like a bodyguard.
That is true. But it was lit. It was dope. It was a lot of people pulled up to Houston. Shout out to everybody that showed love in Houston. And even my security, he was like, "Hey man, he cool. He dope."
Yeah, word. Yeah. Nah, hey man, it was like when you walk in, right? You know, because that place was what it was, right? So you could definitely see where the meetup group was, right? Let's leave it like that. But it was so much love in that group. Like there was a few people that knew me, but just generally, like when people just saying hello to one another, you could tell that they was in a good space. They felt good being there. And that's curated by the person that puts it together. So shout out to you.
Hey man, I appreciate it, but I got to give a credit to the people. They I mean, it's just a dope group of people. It's the Patreon group, and we 8,500 people strong, going to 80. Hopefully, we hit 9,000 by next month. We 8,500 people strong, and they show love. We do what we do, so it's dope.
Yeah, no, 100%, man. You know, when you see different faces, right? You know, because this is a real thing. YouTube is a real thing. People that say it's not, it's 100% untrue, right? Things in real life may seem different, right? But up here, you build real relationships, right? Yeah. And so I ran into Slimmy. He was excited to see me, and I'm like, you know what I mean? Like we never talked a day ever, you know, but just the love, you feel me?
And me and Slimmy, we met back in 2019. I didn't know Slimmy in real life. I met Slimmy in Cleveland. Yeah. And so people think that a lot of these people that rock with me just come out of the woodwork. No, Slimmy been my dog for a long time. He been holding me down for a very long time.
He was loyal too. Yeah, he was working at the thing. I didn't like his shirt that much, but other than that, that brother A1.
That's my dog.
Yeah, I see him in the chat. Salute to Slimmy, man.
Yeah, real rap. That's my dog.
And then shout out to Q for putting a little after thing together.
And you can see what these people are in real life. You can see what they really are operating like and what they move like. And so we link up. That's the crew.
100%. No, 100%. Q got on me saying, "Why you ain't help me pick the bar?" I'm like, just but you know, love is love. You know what I mean? So
for sure.
Damn, man. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Hey, chat. Usually, you know, I scroll through, shout everybody out. It's 300 people in the building. Salute to y'all. We're gonna get it popping. As you know, we are busy men, especially Anton Daniels. Time, man. Once again, I appreciate you being here. Like I said, it was all love, you know, embrace and all that. And you know, I'm just humble that you were so quick to be like, yeah, let's do it. You know,
yeah, dog. I'm cool with it. I'm with it.
Indeed. And I want the people to know. You said at the meetup and in the back, you can ask me anything. It don't matter. You know,
sure. You can ask me whatever you want to ask. I don't got no restrictions.
Indeed. So you know, so much going on all the time. I first got into just the YouTube thing. I ran across Lapeef.
Yeah.
You know, but I wasn't really a YouTuber per se. So I learned so much being here. You know, they always mention Fight Club and etc. Lapeef itself, like that curation, do you think that can be duplicated, just what that was, or does the timing matter? COVID, so on and so forth, because when that seemingly just took everything by storm, people like that, like me, that weren't even on YouTube,
Yeah.
were enamored just by the dynamics there.
I think that it could evolve into something different. You know what I'm saying? I think that
Mm,
it was a time. Timing is a really big factor. But I was on YouTube way before that. And I think that a lot of people don't even really know the story about how it is that me and JR came in. JR is the guy that run Lapeef.
yeah.
How we even came into contact with each other in the first place. So he was following me on my channel, the Anton Daniels channel, and I think
Hmm.
at the time I might have had 50,000 subscribers or 60,000 subscribers or something like that.
Word.
But I was documenting my life, and he used to hit me up on Instagram, and so he was like, "Yo, you know what I'm saying? I like your Jeep. I got a Jeep too, or whatever, so on and so forth." So it was just organic. You know what I'm saying? And we just started having conversations, and then he invited me on Facebook. It wasn't even on YouTube; it was just on
Okay.
Facebook. So
Hmm.
we had a Facebook group, and he had said, "Hey, man, I'm trying to put together this thing, or I got this thing that I want to check out. Hey, could you stop in and turn it up?" And I was like, "All right, it's gonna go different than you think it's gonna go." And so, I was me. I'm the same person that I am now when I was real controversial or whatever. And it set the chat on fire. It set the whole Facebook group on fire. So we did it again.
Word.
And then I told him, I said, "Listen, man, if you gonna do this, if this is what you want me to be a part of, then we got to go to YouTube because that's where the money at."
Word.
At the end of the day, I'm not about to just be here just doing it for the sake of conversation. It's
Hmm.
got to be some money involved. And
Yeah.
so that's when we started putting it together, and then it just went from there. And then the pandemic hit. It was growing organically, and then it just started to hit.
Yeah. No, 100%, man. That definitely took everything by storm. It was certainly an inspiration. And
Yeah,
yeah, the fire was the fire, but when you listen to all the shows and all the conversations, there was a lot of substance there that unfortunately gets glossed over because of the bullshit, so to speak.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um
Yeah, I mean, the bullshit is the part of it. That's a part of the story. It's so funny because I remember when me and him, we used to have these conversations or whatever, and we used to brainstorm what's next or whatever.
yeah.
And he said, "Dog, you know that we gonna end up on E True Hollywood Story, right? Or where are they now?" This is what he told me. He said, "We gonna end up on E True Hollywood Story. Where are they now?" And I was like, "Well, I guess we just gonna have to run it up and figure it out for now because, if it's eventually gonna turn into something where we divide and what happened to this person, what happened to that person, and it kind of manifested itself, right? So the
Mhm.
bullshit is a part of the story, but it is what
Yeah.
it is. It was a dope time. We did some great things.
Yeah, no, 100%. And shout out to JR. He actually hit me and asked me to moderate Lapeef one day.
Hmm.
So I was the moderator, and just he's like, "Hey, I've been seeing what you're doing. Do you want to moderate?" Which I thought, he hit me to be a part of the panel. He's like, "Hey, do you want to mod?" I said, "God, I had butterflies and shit." You know what I mean? Like, and I think we got to say that more often. Like, I did a bunch of interviews so far.
Yeah,
But when you up here, like, you know how you getting ready for a football game, you go back and forth around the locker room.
yeah,
So I did that a few times in my office before I hit the live button. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
So
yeah. That's what's up.
you just gotta warm up.
Yeah, that's what's up. No, you're
Like,
doing some phenomenal things over here, bro. I think you got your
yeah.
own brand, your own product, and
Mhm.
I think that you're doing well, man. And you should just keep going with what you're doing and continue to evolve what it is that you got going on. And I think that you're gonna keep hitting.
Yes, sir. 100%. I appreciate that. Tom, speaking of bullshit,
Mm-hmm.
edify me on Fight Club because I missed that shit. The whole thing. The only thing I've ever seen was Baller X kind of review it. And
Uh-huh.
then when the brothers come here that was on Fight Club that be fighting back and forth.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here like, what the fuck is happening?
Fight Club was derived from it was a spirit of moment idea. So I was live streaming one day. I
Mhm.
think I was live streaming on the Millionaire Morning Show or something. And I'm like, yo, it was the night, it was the biggest drinking day of the year. I think it's like the day after Thanksgiving or something like that. And I just had a
Mhm.
bad feeling. And I'm like, man, I think that somebody gonna get in trouble. It's gonna be some nonsense out there. I just don't want people to go bad.
Yeah.
So I told people, listen, I work late night, I work into the night. Why don't y'all just tap in? I'm gonna go on the Anton Daniels channel and y'all can just come up and get y'all thoughts off. And that way I just can keep y'all in the house
Mhm.
and we could just do it, do it organically. And then we live stream, but then when I jumped off the live stream, they
Mhm.
was still in the back talking offline.
Yeah.
And so, me, my brain is spinning. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm not gonna be just having people in the back and we not making no money. That's I'm like, we
Like
need
that
to
shit
turn the
like that.
cameras back on. So the next week, so we started doing it to where it was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And shout out to Brittany B and shout out to Aaron O. They were the architects of it because they was the ones that kind of overseeing it and everything like that. And they came up with a lot of the great ideas that we had.
Yeah.
But it wind up. I had it on my regular channel, the Anton Daniels channel, and then overnight I wasn't online and somebody porn bombed me.
Wow.
And so it got the channel took down. I had YouTube reps, so I talked to my YouTube reps. I got the channel back up, but then that's when I broke it off to its own entity because I was like, you know what, you're not gonna mess up the money, the real money.
Yeah, the money.
And we're gonna separate this. We're gonna make it its own brand. So then it just evolved into its own brand, and it just kind of went from there. The problem with Fight Club though is that if you're not there, you can't moderate it and you can't control the people. You know, it started to affect other things that I had going on because, you know, I started seeing Fresh and Fit get demonetized, and a lot of people was losing their platforms and stuff because they was just saying some wild stuff. I would get hit up in the middle of the night. I'm getting woke up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. People talking about pulling up on each other and fighting. You know what I'm saying? They saying some of the wildest things that you could ever think in your life. And so it had grown to a point to where it basically I couldn't be there 100% of the time.
Yeah.
But people started getting so outlandish to where it was going to threaten everything that I had built. So I was just like, skip it. Me and Aaron O had a conversation. We decided that we was going to end it towards the end of last year. And, you know, let it be what it was going to be and then evolve it from there. And so it was a time. It was cool. It was dope. People started getting their energy out. They created a lot of the great monetization strategies that I think that a lot of people take advantage of today. And then on top of that, a lot of people leapfrogged and created their own platforms from creating a name from it. So we discovered a lot of people from it. You know, it's a lot of people that came up from Fight Club. And so again, it was my platform, but I would largely say that Brittany B, Aaron O, you know, and you know, some other people participated too. They were the real ones that really pushed it and made it what it is because I couldn't be everywhere at the same time.
Indeed. And I just want to say, man, Aaron O, I look up to Aaron O, man, just how he comports himself.
Great guy, bro.
Indeed. So
he made a lot of money, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. And I met Brittany on Saturday as well. So she's a gem for sure. Awesome, man. Salute to them. Make sure you drop Aaron O's link in the chat. I know Brittany, she kind of fell back, but I think she has a channel. Somebody, Jordan, find it for me. I know you in the chat. Let's make sure you drop those channels. Show them some love, man. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. So, Tom, in terms of the bullshit, we might as well just stay there. I got a boxing match coming up. So from and it's right there where we are, right? So essentially, they be talking shit back and forth, yada yada yada. I want a box. I said, oh, is that right? I said, well, I can get a waiver for you. I can find a gym for you. We can record it, get it popping. We will split proceeds, etc. Right? So essentially, because I said I'm going to make sure it gets done because I'm sick and tired of hearing people saying how much they want to fight. Right? So it's done. Everything's cemented. Shout out to Big O.
Why is that a thing though? Like, why is it? Why are we the only culture that gets so heated in an online conversation where it translates into people feeling like they have to actually fight in person?
So do you watch the channels with like the white folks and such? Because I don't watch it enough to. And I know they fuss for sure. I've seen a little bit, but they never get to
they hate each other. They come back and they like each other the next day. They never ever pull up on each other in real life. That's wild. That's only something that I've witnessed happen within our
culture. Us, I think I would have to vet out the reason why. But I heard it so much, and it was starting to irritate me. So when they were saying it, I said, okay, let's do it. So it was Mr. Fantastic. Shout out to him. And Joseph, aka the misogynist. Shout out to him. Unfortunately, he got into some shit. So now it said, okay, I'm not gonna
let it. What do you mean he got into some stuff? What does that mean?
If that, so I think we have 533 people here. They may know who the misogynist is. So Joseph got into shit that Joseph get into. And so if you know his backstory, which I'm sure you do.
Yeah, he threatened me on my platform.
Is that right?
Back on Fight Club.
What did he say?
Absolutely. He said that nobody know me in my city and all of this stuff. He said he been to my city, and then I went back and forth with him, and I said, "No, you got arrested in Oakland County, not my city."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oakland County is a suburb of Detroit. And he was saying that he was gonna pull up on me on 1200 Telegraph and all of this stuff, and I was like, nah, you're gonna get arrested before you get back there. Obviously, that manifested itself again too. So, did he get arrested? And did he get arrested in Metro Detroit?
Damn.
Hey, listen, man.
Hey,
look, let this be a lesson.
I'm asking the questions.
Let this be a lesson for everybody that's out there. Don't you get in the way of other people crashing out. Some people, I call them can't get rights, right? And can't get rights is going to sit there and they're going to crash out, but then they want to take other people down with him. What I had to learn was that I cannot continue to live in a space where can't get rights is even in my sphere and around me. We got success to get, we got money to get, we 40 plus, I'm a 40 plus year old man. And so I don't have time for the foolishness. You know what I'm saying? Eventually they're going to crash out anyway. And so you let them do what they do because you get nothing out of dealing with people that's ultimately determined to crash out. So let them do what they do. Okay. I didn't even know that. I told him, I said, man, I ain't even worried about it. You're going to be arrested in a little bit anyway. Let these people do what they do. You think that they're going to change their behavior just because they're around you?
Yeah.
Let them crash out.
Yeah, I agree. People don't change. I think they mask, and control certain elements of themselves, but change is tough. Yeah. So I just want to ask you, I got a bunch of phone calls. They hit me on Instagram. Mm-hmm. They say Rilla want to box Anton. So I said, well, let me ask him directly.
Oh, Teddy Bear Rilla. Shout out to Teddy Bear Rilla. Have you seen him dance? He hip roll and everything.
So what about the boxing? You want to box him?
Man, I'm not boxing him. I seen him in person when we used to do the Peak meetups. He's so friendly. He got a family. I think he like 50.
Yeah, I think Rilla pretty old. Yeah,
listen, Ham. Listen, bro.
Yes, sir.
You pulled up on me in person. Mm-hmm. It's not the way that they think it is. Mm-mm.
No,
I know a lot of people got a lot of theories.
Tom, it's
not what they think it is, and that's not even a threat. I'm just saying, man, let these people live, man. This dude got a family. He got to go to work in the morning. He probably got to go sell some phones or something. Let that man be, bro.
What is the sentiment, Anton? Like, what is people's sentiment about you about this pull-up game and etc.? What do you think they think? What do you think is the loudest?
It's because I'm unapologetic. Mm-hmm. And so when you ain't got nothing else to stand on, when we can't talk about the money, because I beat your ass in that. When we can't talk about the success when it comes to relationships and marriage, because I beat your ass in that. When we can't talk about the fact that they thought that I was going to lose and that somehow, some way that somebody made me, but I continue to excel and I'm exploding when it comes to the internet and success on it, I beat their ass in that. Mm-hmm. And so what happens with people when they can't substantiate their argument, they go back to the original thing of what we do as far as barbarians. They want to fight. Fighting is broke people's language.
Damn.
Fighting is broke people's language. Unless you are a sanctioned boxer and you getting the money as a result of it, fighting is a broke person's language. Don't nobody even fight no more. They shoot.
Yeah, there's a lot of shooting going on, that's for sure.
So, I mean, you got to let them live. That's anger talking. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And we all get emotional. We all got emotions, but you got to make sure that you do things logically and you don't crash out. I'm not trying to go to jail and I'm not trying to fumble some of the biggest things that I got going on in my life. I got contacted by some really, really, really big networks and I have some great opportunities around me. And you think I'm about to lose it over Rilla? Rilla? Who checking for Rilla? Honestly, who checking for Rilla?
Well, it's a real gym.
That's not even no shade. Would we even know Rilla if it wasn't for me? If it wasn't for me ultimately creating the spaces that allowed for him to even be able to operate, would we know who he is?
I like Rilla. I respect him. He one of the OGs.
I like him too. He's a good panderer for the women.
Golly. All right, he ain't here. So like, shit, subscribe.
You asked, so I'm gonna tell you my authentic thoughts, right?
Understood. I just wanted to mainly ask the boxing question because it was asked to me. So I said, let me ask Tom. Get the likes up. Tom, we might as well stay on that course.
Yeah, we can deal with it.
I was doing my due diligence as best I could, right? Mm-hmm. And seemingly this is one of my takeaways that it looked to me, right? And I didn't see every single thing ever. that you lean into the quote unquote smoke or beef a little bit.
Absolutely.
Um, one of the ones that I saw was just when you were inviting people up to have the conversation.
Yeah, I did a smoke
Um,
show last weekend, 2 days in a row.
2 days
For
in a row,
people to
right?
come up, for anybody that had any issue with me whatsoever. So
Yeah.
when y'all see y'all, and it was a couple content creators that came up, shout out to them. But for anybody that had a disagreement with me whatsoever, because anybody can make a video, but very few people actually, because I think that most of these people is fans. That's the theory of it. Like most of them can't really create content on their own, and so they really fans. They watch hard, they subscribe to the channel, they type hard in the chat, and so I was giving them an opportunity. Hey, listen, you can talk to me personally, we can have a conversation, and I'm gonna meet whatever energy you got for me. And so I gave them, I made the smoke show. I made it available for people to say what they wanted to say.
Yeah.
Some came up, some remained silent. I'm with it.
No, 100%. I saw the one gentleman who came up,
Mm,
and then the verbiage got to you a bitch X, Y, and Z
mm,
with him, and then there
mm,
was a back and forth regarding I'm gonna send you an email. You come see me. We see what happened.
mm.
Does that push back against what you just said about the value of fighting or not fighting, or
I'm
was it
not.
what?
I'm not about to see him in person.
Mm,
Because the thing about me and the people that surround me is that even when I get to certain spaces, because we all push the boundaries and we all say stuff that we're not supposed to say sometimes. I
mm-hmm,
got people around me that check me in real life.
mm-hmm,
Not only that check me in real life, but check me online,
mm-hmm.
right? And so obviously he was saying, well, listen, I want to pull up on you this weekend. You know, and I know that I was in Houston with you. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so after you go to sleep and after you let you cool down and you let sane, you start to think logically about a lot of things. I don't impulse buy. I sleep on it overnight. I don't do things. I sleep on it overnight. What's the best possible outcome? I got everything to lose and nothing to gain.
Mm-hmm.
I got everything working on my side. Why would I go out and fumble a bag and crash out as a result of it? What if somebody get hurt and then it falls back on my shoulders?
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing good that can come out of it. And so when people started talking to me and saying, Anton, what is you doing? That ain't even the trajectory of where you going. I'm
Okay.
42. What am I out here sitting here talking? Nothing good can come out of that.
Yeah.
Zero whatsoever. And then when you go back to the inception of why we even got into it in the first place, we getting into it because I don't even know who this person is from left to right. The only way that I discovered him is because he decided that he wanted to go online and start talking disrespectful about what my wife will be doing on another nigga dick. That's my discovery of him. Crash dummies in real, and this is a married man, a crash dummy in real life, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, why would I sit here and go back and forth with a nigga online that I ain't never seen before in my life?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No,
I'm not going to crash out. That's stupid. Like
yeah.
I got to be smarter. We got to be smarter, and I got to be a better example for the people that surround me.
Okay. Yeah. That part.
I'm going to
Yeah.
talk my shit though.
Yeah. Here's my experience, right? I'll see they'll come up to the panel and try to check me, right? Just for lack of a better term, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I always remain
They check
even.
you.
Well, they will be like, Hamp, you should do this, right? Just in terms of moderating and things of that nature, right? And so I stay pretty even because what I see is they want a moment, I'm not gonna give it to them.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I stay on calm and even, right? I'll even de-escalate. Because I understand station. So when I look at your station and when I see you even get there when you start talking your shit, I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, does that make sense for
Well,
him? Or
I'm
are
gonna
you saying,
entertain you online because I like to create good content. I'm a content creator.
okay?
And the smoke show generated a lot of views and it made me a lot of money. I had over like 114 super chats that I hadn't even gotten to at a certain point. So,
Mm.
it's good for content, but in reality, you got to be able to separate the content from reality.
Yeah, 100%. Do you think that we can have as much fun as everybody else given the influence you have over people?
It depends. It changes as you evolve, right?
Okay.
So, for example, right after the smoke show, I go viral for something that we having a conversation about on Q show when it comes to politics, right?
Okay.
So now, some people has contacted me from networks and they saying, Anton, you know, is it a possibility that we can do business or whatever like that? Or you start to get people that get in contact with you from sponsorships,
Mm-hmm.
and they start to get a little bit more scary about how they dealing with you based off of the type of content that you're creating.
Yeah.
So what I tell people is that be very mindful of not whether or not you're making money now, but what you're projecting yourself to make money from in the future. Right?
Yeah.
If you want to, my platforms, and I always believe in continuously reinventing yourself. I distance myself away from certain content at certain points. When I hit milestones, I start to evolve the platform. As you can see, I'm starting to have more serious conversations, starting to talk about politics, still get a little bit dusty when it comes to certain channels like After Hours or whatever. But the Anton Daniels channel is completely cut off from that. The Millionaire Morning Show is completely cut off from that. And so, you know, I play around with the After Hours channel because that's kind of like a play around me and my friends. But in reality, my goal on here is not to interact with and play games with people that I ain't never met before. My
Mm-hmm.
goal is to get all of the money to ultimately look at the people that are being successful
Mm-hmm.
and leverage it and play it the same way that they play it, except for try to recreate it and make it better. So at certain points in your growth journey, you're gonna have to reinvent yourself to distance yourself from the nonsense, and you can't entertain the same conversations that you used to entertain. You got to evolve to be differently. Otherwise, you're gonna stay in the same space and you're gonna plateau, you're gonna hit a ceiling. And
Yeah.
people that hit ceilings is some people that hit a certain number, they
Mm-hmm.
never have grown past that number. They may get 100 subscribers here or this and that there. Forget all of that, man. What we here for? We here to play the game, or we gonna just waste our time online and keep having the same conversations over and over? If you
Okay.
notice, even on Q Show, we don't even talk about relationships like we used to talk about relationships. We get into politics, right? We get into cultural norms. We talk
Yeah.
about a lot of the different things that happen within the culture, but we don't even, the relationship part of the journey is the very last thing that we talk about, but we wanted it to grow organically, to evolve. Now with that, we got the visibility. Now that we got the spotlight, every time that we go viral, we grab a different portion of the audience. And so we want to take them along with the journey. But people that are stuck in their journey, you can't do that. You got to, if you want to grow on this platform or you just want to keep it real, that's what you got to ask yourself.
Word. 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 Understood.
And it's
Understood.
going to be some people that organically fall away from you that's not meant to go on your journey with you. And it's okay. You ain't even got to beef with them. We just growing in two different directions. You
Yeah.
going to go that way. I'm going this way. I got confidence in the way that I'm going, and it's going to be greater.
Indeed. Indeed. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Now, I certainly understand that, right? And you have the different platforms for different reasons, right? You can
Yep.
test things, you can do things like a smoke show on the channel that's a little bit smaller, and
Yep.
people understand if they go there, that's what they're there for. Um, and there is a fine line between entertainment and real talk, you know. And I
Yep.
think once you find it, you can be uberly successful. So I understood that 100%.
Absolutely.
The Fleece Johnson.
Oh, that's my guy. Shout out to Fleece.
Shout out to Fleece, but
Yeah.
how now I'm calm, right? I stay even, you know. I usually don't get knocked off my square. Ton, I ain't gonna hold you. That may have been one of them times when he said something to you like, I think you cute. I would talk to you.
uh,
What was going through your head when he was saying that shit?
well, you got to also understand that it's me and him on screen, right?
Yes.
But it's seven other people that's behind us laughing.
Uh-huh.
Because you see my security, for example.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't go out of town without my security.
Mm-hmm.
I got Rita, I got his manager, and there's some other people that's hanging around. And they was laughing. They thought that it was the most hilarious thing ever. And so for me, if you see me, I kind of start laughing, but I'm kind of laughing based off of the fact that they making me laugh because they can't stop. And you can kind of hear them in the audio in the background. But then at the same time, it's hilarious, right? Because it's the thing that I want. It's the final moment that I want, because this is the thing that I know is going to go viral.
Yeah.
I know this is going to go viral.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly, I couldn't wait to put it out. I sent it straight to my editors before I even took a flight back to the crib. But it was a conversation that we had because if you ever met Fleece in person, he real humble. Like he's a really humble. He just happy to be out of jail.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so he asked me, he's like, yo, how do you want me to talk in this interview or whatever, so on and so forth. And I said, yo, I want you to just turn up and be authentically you.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that more importantly, what it did underscore was that most of us, honest to God, most of us, we are not ready to go into prison. I am not interested in ever being a jailbird. And it shows you how green we are from prison politics. It's other people that's on these platforms, they've been to jail, they've been to prison. Absolutely, they understood what was going on. I didn't know nothing because I ain't never been to jail. I ain't never been to prison. That's not something that would make sense to me. By the time I figured it out, I had to figure it out because everybody else behind the camera was laughing. So I was okay with it because it's not something that ever happens in real life, but it illustrates a point. And more importantly, it should be a warning for those of you that have never been to jail or never been to prison before, that that's not a place where you want to go. One of the things that he said to me, he said, Anton, all of these guys that's out here that's feeling some type of way, he said they lying. And he said it on the interview. And I said, what do you mean they lying? He said, bro, they gay for the stay, bro. He said if they've been in there for any amount of time, they are gay for the stay. And when they come back out, they different. They gonna be regular for their wives and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have no respect for these dudes that have been to prison. I think that the real flex is the fact that I ain't never been arrested and I never plan on going to prison in the first place.
Yeah, 100%. No, I don't think anybody really planned
And
that.
I made a ton of money from that shit too.
I understand that. I just so
We
one
got
thing
another interview coming up. I got a second one coming up with him.
with him. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The did you feel though in that moment? I'm saying feel, right? I just want to clarify. I'm saying feel on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Before they say hand, but it ain't. It's feeling, facts over feeling. I understand that.
For sure.
But when I watched it initially, right, I didn't find it that funny that he was like hitting on. Now he has a funny delivery.
You're supposed to have an emotional reaction to it, and that's how you know that it's good content. It's not supposed to be meant for you to feel like, oh man, this is just for play. If you don't have an emotion or an emotional reaction to it, if it's not something that people look at and say, man, that's stupid, or man, that's dumb, or I hate him for that, then it's not good content.
Yeah, it got to evoke a level of emotion, whether it's happy, sad, angry.
I was excited. I was absolutely excited because I knew that it was a moment that was going to help me to go viral, get more of an audience, get a reaction from it, and continue to run the bag up.
So when you heard it, you know,
I was cracking up. I was excited in the inside.
Was there anything in it you're like, yo, fam, like, relax with all that? Like, did you have that thought?
No, because I'm confident in my sexuality.
Yeah.
I got a wife. My wife was sitting there right there. My bodyguards were sitting, well, not bodyguards. My security was sitting right there. What do I care?
Yeah. No, it didn't look like he was gonna try. He was just talking. But when I seen, I'm like, damn, that shit is
good. I'm cool.
Yeah. Word.
It's niggas that act tough as hell in real life and they didn't actually been touched on.
Jesus. Damn.
Like, people can feel some type of way about getting hit on, but what about y'all that actually hit some dudes? You know what I'm saying? Like, what we talking about? Like, I don't care about what people think online. The only thing I care about is what happens in real life and running the bag up. That's what I'm here. I'm here for content, to run the bag up and then hopefully add some gems in between the entertainment. Put the medicine inside of the candy. All the rest of that shit, I'm gonna let y'all argue for that.
Damn. I think this needed to be heard because I think that people always assume like how you respond to things, right, is because like you okay with it, etc. I think the one thing that they need to take away from this conversation is that you understand that the level of entertainment has to matter. Yeah, that's what I'm gathering.
Listen, if people stop talking about you, I would be more concerned if people not talking about me than are talking about me.
Is all publicity good publicity?
As long as you're not crashing out. If you listen, the one thing, you know who I learned from as a content creator? Bandman Kevo. For whatever reason, this dude stays in the spotlight and the algorithm. Now I'm never gonna get to the point to where I'm putting people's faces and names and tattoos on my body or nothing like that, or getting a BBL or nothing. But the point is that he not here, and when he cut off the camera, he lived his regular life. But somehow, some way, he keeps people talking about him. And so there are certain content creators that I pay attention to, and I say, man, that's genius. Man, he got people talking. He got me. He made me believe that he was about to get leg extensions. And so I understand what content is. I understand it's almost like acting to an extent, right?
Okay.
Because people get mad when they see people in movies and they feel some type of way about whatever it is that they, whatever it is that they do. I've
Sure.
seen a lot of people get mad at this recent movie with Tyler Perry with Tia Mowry's ex-husband or whatever, right? And they actually was mad at him as though he was really doing something in real life.
Yeah.
That means it's great content.
Yeah. You know where we saw that the most? Higher learning. Do you remember how much people hated
Hated Remy? Michael Rappaport had to
Yeah.
basically rebrand himself after that because people really hated him in real life.
Yeah, which mean he did a great job, right? Just to clarify, illustrate that point that you made.
100%.
So let me ask: is the person you play online, is it a character?
No,
How do we?
because I really feel how I feel.
Okay.
But it doesn't translate into anybody actually doing something to me in real life.
Okay.
But that's why I show the receipts.
Yeah.
That's why I show my bank accounts. But then you can't win for losing, because if I show my bank accounts and show my spending habits, or I show my brokerage account, or I show my deposits like I do inside of the Patreon, or I show what it is that I make on my regular YouTube job, right? And all of that stuff.
Yeah.
I live my life like an open book because it is a form of entertainment, but at the same time, it's an example of how it is that we're supposed to go about doing things. So you know who my wife is. You know that I got a daughter. You know all of these different things, but it makes me accountable also because let's say, for example, I was a fuck boy and I had a whole bunch of hoes that I did dirty, right? Or that I was sleeping around all of a sudden just because I got a whole lot of money and stuff like that. Go ahead, put it out there. I invite it. But it's a form of entertainment, but then at the same time, a lot of it has to be rooted in truth.
Yeah. Okay. I see. I understand your point. So speaking of hoes, let me hit this button. Oh, no, let me hit this one.
Oh yeah, motherfucker.
So can you break that down? They said Anton got hoes. I said, is that right? What did that?
I travel with them. I keep them around me.
Wait. What is that? So define what that means.
They come to the studio. I meet them in real life. Sometimes I meet them in the streets and stuff like that. And we make them sign the paperwork and we bring them back to the studio. They're my inspiration. I love women. I love keeping them around me. Most of the people that work for me are women.
Understood. So that's your colloquial term for them? Did you change the definition? Because what I understand is hoe is also a level of intimacy or sexual intercourse has to do with it also.
No, that's just the way that we grew up referring to women. We misogynists.
So you saying when we used to be like, where the hoes at? That's what you saying.
That's like where the girls at.
So, and these are women that you actually invest in and care about, and you refer to them as hoes?
Well, it depends. If you busting down bags with them, I can get money with anybody.
So, okay. I just want to thoroughly understand, right?
There have been women, for example, that I've interviewed.
Okay.
And they've come on my platform. And some people will refer to them as a hoe. But we made a lot of money together. And it was a great interview.
Okay.
And hopefully people learn something as a result of it.
So Brittany Renner, I know you interviewed her. She...
Great person, by the way. Phenomenal person in real life.
Wow. She a hoe?
I think that some people would classify her as that. I wouldn't say that about her because, I've met her and I know her in real life. But some people will refer to that. Absolutely.
The majority or minority of people will refer to her as such.
Majority.
What about you?
Maybe. I don't listen. We might do business together again in the future, so I don't know. I got to make sure I keep that door open for that relationship.
Oh, understood. So the team, the team, so the team. See, so that's where we get confused. So like the team, you had the team with you. Like you had the pictures. Y'all was out shopping.
Yeah.
And I met everybody. Everybody's
Oh,
super.
them my angels, not them. Them different.
Okay, so Q
Them
and
my
them
angels
don't
right there.
qualify as
Nah,
the.
them not hoes. Them my angels.
Okay, so all right, I think I'm understanding it. So you interview them, you do business with them, they do business with you. You
I
keep
mean,
them
there's women
around.
around all the time. If anybody has ever been to my studio, if
Mhm.
anybody has ever been here, been on a black couch or whatever, we got music playing. I let people do what they want to do. I got
Yeah.
drink over there. I keep drinks filled or whatever. It's
Mhm.
people that be here having a good time, and sometimes we record content with them in the background, and they good, they're good people. If you listen to any people, I ain't gonna name them names. Some people that I bring in on an interview tip, they could be anybody, NBA players or whatever. I want to make sure that they feel comfortable. There's no way to make somebody feel more comfortable as far as a man than to bring some beautiful women in.
Okay, I understand it. So you are using it.
Listen, there's no better way to make a dude feel comfortable that you bring in for an interview and force him to kind of loosen up as far as being able to express and say certain things than to have women around. It is all the time. That's a life hack. Every single time it works. Every time.
I got you. I understand it. So you literally using the term how we've grown up using the term.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So I just want people to get it clear with the differentiation and who he's referring to and how he's using it, because we grew up the same way. Women gonna be there,
So why
hoes
we
gonna be
acting like
there.
we didn't say that when we was growing up then? Why
I don't. I
people
just
acting like I got it like we supposed to be PC? That's the way we talk when we was growing up. Listen, I would like to evolve and be a much more mature person, but I'm not yet. I'm still working on it. So I love the hoes.
okay.
It is
Okay.
what it is.
Okay. I understand it. I'm hoping that everyone understands it.
It don't matter if they understand it or not. We don't give a fuck about what they think. That's the problem with a lot of us, is that we so focused on trying to people please. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like they ever gonna stop watching anyway. As a matter of fact, it's gonna incentivize them to watch even more. We think that somehow us being nicer to people or appeasing the different people that watch these platforms is somehow some way gonna elevate us to doing something any different than what we already been doing.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody going nowhere. The same people that said that they didn't fuck with me is still watching today. And all of the same people that people said that they would rather rock with, ain't nobody listening to. Hey, what happened to Sarah Garvey? Is he still a content creator? No shade, but I'm just trying to understand. What happened to some of these people that said that they was breaking off on their own and they was going to be so awesome? I see content creators that stepped out and they then came back and made videos, said, I don't understand. Y'all don't fuck with them. Y'all mess with the people that entertain you, give you some insight, and you know who the content creators that's actually talented versus people that just created a platform. And it's a difference. It's people that I used to do content with, they can't buy a bucket of people to come and watch their content. Mm-hmm. Engagement is in the toilet. It's people whose platform can't even get 1,000 subscribers more since I left. It's a reason for that. And so they could feel however they want to feel, but the numbers tell me differently. The engagement tell me differently. I don't go by what people say. I go by the numbers. The numbers tell me that it's different for me over here. Last year, and you can look it up, between just two platforms, just between the Anton Daniels channel and the Millionaire Morning Show, we did 100 million views. No shorts. 100 million views. No shorts. You can only imagine what the watch hours are.
Yeah.
So they could talk, but I know for a fact what people really about, because the engagement is crazy. And then they do the reaction video. We don't react to them, they react to us. And so we cool with that because we're going to run up a bag.
Indeed, 100%. And last question, this is yes or no, but you can expound if you like. I just want to get it clear. Rita's okay with you having hoes.
Yeah, she be around me. What do you mean? Was she okay?
What you
Am
mean?
I okay with allowing her to be around me or to be around certain elements? Sometimes she got to go
Mhm.
home. It's not good for wives to be in that type of element.
Mm. So that element, the drinks, the liquor flowing, people having a good time, those type
She
of
used to be
elements.
protected. She used to be exalted. And
Gotcha.
so sometimes it's okay to be around some certain environments, and other times, she needs to be home.
Interesting. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. The community, Anton.
Mhm.
I think you, based on me trying to do my due diligence as best I could, people took a lot of exceptions with that Pearly thing incident and
Oh,
etc.
shout out to Pearl. That's my girl.
Yeah, I haven't watched that much of her, but just generally, I was trying to just research as best I could. And so also, like at the meetup,
Hmm.
it's 99% us.
Hmm.
And I heard you say you rock with people not because of color of their skin, but the content of the character.
Correct.
But when I saw your team, with the exception of maybe the security,
Mhm. My
and just
security is a white man
yeah, and
with a
everybody
cowboy
there,
hat.
yeah, the old dude. There I see it's all, and I'm gonna say us just because I like to.
Uh,
It's all us, right? So where do you actually stand when it comes to the community, the black community? One, do you believe we have a community?
mhm.
And two, are you really aligning with everybody depending on who they are? Or are you with the people that look like you more so based on what I saw?
I'll rock with who rock with me. I don't care if it's majority black, it don't matter. I don't give a fuck about color. Color don't mean nothing to me
Why?
at all. It never has, it never will. I've never changed my stance on that whatsoever. Now I have a preference. I like black women. You know what I'm saying? The people that surround me the most are black people, but I don't rock with them because they black. I rock with them because they dope.
So they just happen to be black.
Correct.
But do you think it's coincidental or is there something to it?
What do you mean?
Like, is it so? What I'm alleging is you actually have an affinity for them.
Mm-hmm.
They have dope content, but
Yep.
because they're black, I think you are drawn to them as well.
No, it's not because they black.
So
I
you think it
rock with
has
people
zero
that
to
rock
do
with
with
me.
it? You think it has zero to do with it, Tom?
I rock with people that rock with me. I didn't go out and seek people out. I don't go out and seek people. Everybody that's a part of my team,
Yeah,
they rocked with me, or it was just an organic thing.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
never been, oh man, I need to get them or I need to get them. It's never been. As a matter of fact, I believe that when you do that and when you actually go and chase people or you say, oh man, they dope, I need to get them, it's ultimately going to be the worst thing for you. It always fails 100% of the time. Whenever I've spotted somebody and I said that they a talent or they awesome or man, they need to join the team, I need to recruit them, it never works out long term, ever. The people that rock with me is people that's just organically rocking with me.
No, 100%. Yeah, no, yeah. And then just to be clear, I don't think you seek though. I just think that like when I see people that look like me, right?
Mhm.
Like if I go to let's say I used to do a lot of networking, right? Just growing my businesses.
Yeah.
Oftentimes I get in a room. You remember when you was young, you go to a party, you might dance with a girl that's average, right? Just to get your mojo up, and then you'll start moving
I
up the
never went
ladder.
to parties.
Okay. So what I used to do, like the basement party with the red light and all that,
Mhm.
I go, so a girl, maybe I knew her and she was like a 4. I go dance with her. Now I'm feeling myself. And then I'll start dancing with the 7s and the 8s and the 9s. You know what I mean? I just got to get comfortable. So, so I go to a networking event, right? I see faces that look like mine. I'll
Mhm.
talk to those people first. And as I get warm, in the spot, then I'll
Mhm.
start to move around,
Mhm.
you know? Does that make sense for you? Like, do you see it similarly?
Mm-mm.
You don't get
I just
drawn to
go.
black
I go
faces?
and I go and I show love to everybody. The same way that I was in Houston
Yeah.
is how I am. How I've always been my entire life.
Yeah.
The exact same way. And you seen how I was in Houston.
Yeah. No, I saw it.
I don't care who you look, what you look like, how you rock out, none of that stuff. If you there and you got good energy, I'm gonna show you love, and that's what it is that I'm a rock with. I'm gonna kick it with you as long as you want to talk.
Mhm.
We can shake hands, we hug, we take pictures, we flick it up, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna sit there for hours and kick it with the people, and I'm gonna make sure I talk to every single person multiple times inside of the room.
Yep.
If you rock with me, I'm rocking with you. I don't
Yep.
care who you are.
Yep.
Even
No,
even my man, the white boy with the suspenders that came out to see me.
yeah, yeah.
That's my
Um,
guy.
yeah, I saw
And I'm
that.
not I'm not gonna disassociate myself or associate myself with somebody because of any other thing other than whether or not you rock with me or you don't.
100%. So when you got the pushback you received, could you see why you
From the
got?
pearly things thing.
Yes, sir. Could you
Mhm.
see why that was happening, or you thought it was
Yeah,
misplaced?
because it's the same reason why people vote the same way that they vote because of identity politics. Man, listen, man. Most of these people don't even like each other. If you want to bring black people together, all you got to do is unite against a white person. When they want to fight you. They can't even have civil conversations long enough to where they don't want to actually meet up and box in real life. And so if you sitting here and telling me that these people are united, they can't even get their own households together. They can't even get their own women together. They can't even get their own communities together. Your communities is fucked up. Your churches is fucked up. Your families is fucked up. Your women is fucked up. You have nothing and no one to turn to. And so the only thing that y'all can unite behind is hate towards somebody else. And that's what you see from the community. Ain't nobody threatened by black people.
No.
The last thing I was worried about is getting canceled by black people when they decided that I was rocking with pearly things. I'm like, what do I care? What they gonna do? They can't even do anything within themselves. Listen, the most insignificant actions come from the people within the community. Do you think that I care even a little bit about what black culture thinks about me? I don't at all. They have no power to do anything to me whatsoever. All they can do is complain. All they do is protest. They ain't got no power. They ain't even got no power to change things within their own community. They can't even remove the mayors that they don't like within their own cities. Tiffany Hinger's still mayor of Dayton. Brandon Johnson, they elect people based off of identity politics. They don't even think for themselves. Everything that they given is basically programmed into them. Why would I fear a group of people who can't even fix their own households? Who can't even control their own women?
What do
Backlash.
in turn in terms of the women? Do you think?
Do I look like I'm scared? Do I look like I'm outside
No,
every day? Every day.
you don't. You
Don't
don't
nobody
seem.
run up on me. Don't nobody say nothing to me in real life.
Yeah, no, you don't seem worried. I wonder, but your analytics though, who are the biggest support?
It's different people. It's usually between younger men. It's younger men between the ages of like 18 through 34.
Yeah.
And usually they are black people. But see, those type of guys, you got to also take into consideration that there's a silent majority that don't talk. So these are the people that run up to me and they say, man, listen, I ain't saying nothing publicly, but I rock with what you saying. And so there's a bunch of people that think like me. There's a group of guys and a group of women out there that 100% agree with me. They just not saying it to y'all. So when you see this little chatter or people that's getting mad in real life, that's a small minority of people that's just talking. They the loudest ones in the room. It's a group of people. Listen, I got 8,500 Patreon members.
Damn.
8,500 people that has subscribed to what it is that we doing. 8,500 Patreon members.
Damn.
Do I look like I'm not supported? Do I look like I'm worried about backlash? Fuck the YouTube. People fuck with me in real life.
Yeah, that's a lot.
What do I look like being? I'm not worried about people. Let the chips fall where they may. The people that love me gonna rock with me, and the people that don't, they still gonna watch. They gonna hate watch. They can't take their eyes off of me. It's the Floyd Mayweather effect. They gonna watch to see you win, and they gonna watch to see you lose. As long as you watching, I think that the people that hate actually is the ones that's the biggest fans because they give me the most watch time.
Damn.
Do I look like I'm fucking worried about these people? Listen, my numbers grow in the last 28 days on the Anton Daniels channel, I've jumped 20,000 subscribers. That's a fact. I'll show my numbers right now. I have no problem with the receipts. These dusty motherfuckers that complaining in the chat and shit like that y'all whining about, they not supporters. They don't donate to y'all. They don't help y'all. They don't show up when y'all go up to these cities. When I show up to a city, that shit is packed. It's packed.
Mm-hmm.
Do I look like I'm worried about people that's not worried about me?
Damn.
Get the fuck out of here.
Well, that was clear. I think they definitely understand that stance. In terms of the community, were you gonna show a number? I wasn't sure. My bad.
I'll show you. You can keep talking.
Okay. So in terms of the community, right? You know, it's
I'm
definitely.
sorry, it's 21,000.
And that's the last 28 days. It's blurry a little bit.
Hold on, don't worry about it. I'll pull it up for you. Let me see if I could turn this down a little bit. I'm gonna turn this.
Well, let's see. You know you did something different. Let me see.
No, I'm gonna turn it down.
That's all right. That's all right, right there.
Do I look like I'm concerned even a little bit? At all?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I don't have to cap. I could show every single number. I show my bank account. I show whatever.
No.
The little small peons, they gonna be there.
For us that do this, 21,000 is a huge number.
In 28 days on one
Yeah.
platform. Has nothing to do with the other platform.
Yeah, that's one channel. Because when you pull up your YouTube analytic page, you got to go through each one. That's not combining them for sure. That is a lot. So I understand that. In terms of community, I tuned in one show and you were giving smoke to the Israelites. So when we look at the community, I would argue, and I want to get your thoughts, that is a group of black men specifically who are bringing black people together under a banner with standards.
Wait. Say that again.
So that's a group of black men.
The Hebrew Israelites?
Correct.
That's not what I see. Maybe it's a different sect.
What do you see?
I see them bothering people on the streets, calling them Esau.
That's
telling
one
them about how they gonna go to hell and they full of the devil and we hate white people.
So just to finish articulating the point, but I'm saying they're bringing the community together, right?
What community?
Blacks.
You can't bring people together through hate.
Black people?
You can't bring people together authentically through hate.
Okay, authentically may change the answer, because what I was thinking was, remember you said people will come together if you put a white person as the target.
Yeah, so, but it's not fruitful. And so as a result, I'm not going to support something that's not fruitful.
So when you have the conversations, they're talking about white people to you?
I see them talking about white people on the street. I walked up to them in real life. Me and Mika walking down the street by myself.
What happened?
No security, no nothing. The same people that was recording my car on the internet and stuff like that. I walked up to them in real life and I said, "What's going on, y'all? What's happening? Y'all had a lot of talk. I'm right here, right now."
What happened?
They had shit to say. They didn't have nothing to say at all. And all of them fucking videos stopped too, didn't they?
I didn't see the video. Break it down.
They have been making a bunch of videos and all of that shit shut down. All of it stopped. I'm not going to talk about the conversation that I had afterwards, whatever, so on and so forth. But all of them videos stopped.
Do you ever see, right? When
everybody tough online.
Yeah,
everybody is tough online. Everybody.
So when you approached the group, they didn't have nothing to say? What the fuck? That's interesting.
They recorded it. Tell them to release the footage.
I'll see if I can get in touch with one of those brothers. So what I'm telling you is, do you agree that viral things are viral? Like, for instance, I think this happened a lot with Kevin Samuels. People will look at you average at best, but ignore the whole other 4 hours of the conversation. Do you think that's say again?
Yeah, I mean, but again, like I said, bro, I don't go by all of this internet shit. Like, I entertain the internet stuff because it's entertainment. But I enjoy life and I live a phenomenal life, bro. And so I just think that people are going to pick and choose the stuff that they want to hear anyway. You're not going to force somebody to watch the full content. You're not going to force somebody to look at the entire picture. And so the people that's going to do what they want to do, you let it fall where they may. You're not doing it for them. You're doing it for the people that's a part of your niche.
No, I got you. So your premise on the Hebrews is because of what you saw or what you saw on the internet?
I deal with the people that I interact with in real life,
Okay.
and I think that they dusty. And when I see them,
Uh-huh.
they hair be beaded up. They got the white man's clothing on them. They
What you mean?
all of their products that they say that they hate from the white man, they work for the white man and they buy his clothing.
See, it's hard for me to break it down because I don't know exactly which group that you're talking
I
about.
don't either. They know who I'm talking about when I talk about them though.
But so let me just so the yelling on the corner and stuff. All that's biblical though, right?
Listen, they can do whatever they want to do. They can have their opinion. I believe in freedom of speech, but you can't control my right to respond to it when I want to use you as an example.
No, 100%. But that's biblical though, right? Like
What
is that
part? Preaching on the corner?
Yeah.
Good for them.
So, but I mean, if
I
it's
don't
biblical,
care how much you preach on the corner, that don't mean you're right.
Mm-hmm. No,
I don't
100%.
agree with what they're saying. I don't agree with the premise behind what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That you may know scripture, the devil knows scripture
But what's the premise you think though?
of what they doing
Yes.
because they bored.
What you mean?
They ain't got nothing better to do. That's what. Listen. Nobody listens to street preachers anymore.
Well,
Nobody listens to street preachers anymore.
So a lot of people have left the church though. So you got to go get them
What
somewhere.
about them? The church is not a building.
That's true. But what I'm saying is,
I got a whole community of people that rock with me that absolutely believe.
But doesn't that mean you have to go out and get them if that's what like the Bible says do?
No, that's not everybody's calling. It's some people that's meant to preach the word. It's some people that's meant to teach. It's some people that's meant to pray for people. It's different talents and different purposes for different people. You can't ordain yourself to just go and do something. Then you can absolutely ruin it and lose a soul because you can turn somebody off from something that they ultimately would have came into had you not been the one that ruined them.
Yeah,
a lot of people say that. See, we want to forget that other part of it. A lot of people say that they left the church. They left the church because of the things that they seen in the church. So then you become responsible for losing souls just as much as we want to act like we gaining souls. Some people turn people off from going into the church in the first place or from turning themselves to God in the first place. And I believe that they are one of the people that absolutely do that. They turn people off from what spirituality is supposed to be because they look at them and say, if that's what it is that we got to deal with, then I don't want to be a part of it. And so we only talk about one side of it. We don't talk about the losses. We only talk about what people think that they doing. Yeah. Some people ain't meant to even be out there doing that in the first place. You might be a move the chair ass motherfucker. You're supposed to be in a supportive role. You ain't supposed to be out there doing nothing. Your life is supposed to be a reflection of what you would want people to follow. The words is the caveat on top. That's the sprinkle. Mm-hmm. If you're not living it, if your life is not a reflection of it, if you can't attract people with your light, if people don't want to follow you and listen to what you got to say based off of what it is that they see, and it's only based off of what you call them on the corner, that's why people are walking away from the church in the first place.
Okay,
it's because of what they experience, not from what the actual word of God says.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. I understand that. But there are a lot of successes. What if I told you that there are 1 million black people on the census that put Hebrew Israelite?
I don't care. It's a bunch of people that say that they Christian and they not.
No, 100%.
People declare themselves to be what they want to be. I want to see what your life is like.
100%.
I don't care what the census say. That don't mean nothing to me.
Yeah, no, I got you. But when we're looking at traction,
are you a Hebrew Israelite, Ham?
Yes.
I knew it.
Why you said
because of your line of questioning.
I think I'm asking pretty clean questions. I just want to get you.
Listen, I pay attention to the things that people say, as well as how they say them, and I could tell that you're a Hebrew Israelite. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, because I just want to understand it because when you be like they dirty and dusty, I'm like, damn.
Yeah, but I also said that might just be that particular sect.
Yeah, that's why I had to kind of back up when you were saying because I don't know the group that you were talking to. And so I see
the ones that be out on the corner with the fringes on their shirts.
Yeah, that's like everybody. that's like everybody. That's everybody. So that's why it's hard for me to define it because I can't dispel what you experienced when you were out there. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't there for it. But just generally, obviously, when we met, I hope I wasn't dusty. So I think that's
No,
good.
you was cool. But see, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I evaluate each individual person based off of my experience with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's evil people that declare themselves to be Christians. And so for me to sit here and try to defend every person that labeled themselves as a Christian is wild.
Yeah.
But I know
Yeah.
that y'all feel some type of way about it because, you know, you
No.
identify as such.
No. What it is I have to ask because you said it. So if we got an interview, there's no way I don't ask about the dirty and dusty comment.
You
know
can
what
ask
I
me
mean?
anything. I'm with it.
But when you see when I initially heard it, it felt more, and I'm saying felt like unjust, right? People throwing jobs, like I don't know if you know a comic named Uncle Jeff, but he's like, the brothers that dress
Yeah, I
in
know
Power.
it is.
He say brothers that dress in Power Ranger suits, right?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah,
100%.
so
They be dressed in Power Ranger suits.
yeah, that happens, right? Like so that people talk shit all the time, but more so the one thing I wanted to just kind of define out, if you don't mind, and we getting closer to time, so let me know. I have like one more question after this one.
I could probably do like another 5 minutes, but yeah, we can kick it.
All right, yeah, man, you gotta, would you act, call out sick for the next one. I'll send you $10-15.
No, I gotta do a photo shoot for Randy Rosario's show, the season 2 of Let's Rant About It. We about to go.
Oh shit. Okay.
So we gonna be shooting that soon. So shout out to Randy.
Word.
Yeah, that's my homegirl.
So it was a shout out to Randy, man. That's dope as hell. So let me just show you this time. Let me get your breakdown on these, and then I got one more question. I'm gonna try to stuff it in. Pause. That's crazy. You can't say nothing like that nowadays. Let me just show you these and get your 2 cents. All right. So this one. What you think about this verse?
Damn, hitting me with verses. Okay.
Well, I know you be on it. So
would say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophecy deceits. Now, what I would challenge you to do, Hamp, is to bring up here the first 5 verses that's before it and the 5 verses that's after it.
Okay.
And the reason that you do that is because you want to get the full context.
100%.
A lot of times people can take a verse and they can make it to mean whatever it is that they want to mean, but the full context is what goes along with it. So I'll give you an example. Right?
Yeah.
God promised Abraham that his seed would number the earth as like the sand, right?
Yep.
And that's all in the Old Testament.
Sure.
But if you only say that, then a lot of times people will try to figure out, or they'll try to disprove what the word of God really means, because they'll say, well, how is that really possible? But when you start to go over to Galatians and you start to get into Acts and you start to get into Romans, what happens is you find out that the manifestation of that was Christ dying for our sins, which then made people that gave their life over to Christ a seed of Abraham. That was the revelation in the New Testament based off of what was given in the Old Testament. And that's why you got to read the entire word of God. It's not just based off of one verse. And so even when we having context and conversations, I want people to give me the entire context behind what happened before it and what happens afterwards, because the context matters, not just the verse itself.
Yeah, no, good. I understand that. I think that's a fair point. So what do you think about this verse though?
I don't know. You tell me. What do you think about it?
Well, what it's saying is simply, right, people want to hear what they want to hear. They tell the prophets, tell them things that are good on their ears, right? People often avoid correction. Do you agree with that? That people like things that are sweet?
Absolutely.
You think the minority or majority of people like to hear things they want to hear?
Well, the majority of the people is going to hell. That's what the word says. Hell,
yeah,
and
100%. Straight is the gate and narrows the way, right?
100%, but it doesn't remove the responsibility. Sometimes you give people the insight and the information just to be able to warn them or to help them to be able to make the decision for themselves. So you can't say that you didn't know better.
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. Let me show you this, Twan, real quick. I know you got to go. Just because I often hear, the context argument. So let me just get your synopsis on this right here. Can you see my screen?
I can see the Isaiah 30 and 30.
Oh, 1 second. My bad. So this right here, right? This is Luke 4.
Look at them. What you looking at, Hamp? What is that advertise? Oh, that's for Timo. My bad. All right.
Yeah, that's team.
I
I
thought
hope.
your algorithm was messed up, Hamp. I'm like,
Hey, look though. What I can't do. That's why what I can't do is search in my search bar on screen. I gotta search off screen. So that
you know
Timo.
you can close that out, Hamp, right?
Can I close it?
Yeah, just hit the
All right.
X, man. There you go.
Timo
All right.
hating. Stop hating, Timo. So here, Tom, what I saw, right? So this is Jesus they talking about in Luke 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so he goes into the he's in he came to Nazareth, right?
Yep.
And so he goes into the synagogue on the Sabbath. He said,
Correct.
and there he was delivered unto him the book of the prophet Isaiah, right? And when he had opened the book, he found the place where it was written.
Mm-hmm.
And then he reads the gospel here.
Yep.
Right. He said, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me. That's Isaiah 61 to preach the acceptable years of the Lord. And he closed the book.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm just showing you this to get your 2 cents on. When Jesus got the book, he went to the part that he wanted to get, read it, and then closed it and went on his way.
Correct.
So you see what I'm saying? So it's not cherry picking. It's just finding a place that makes sense. But you're right. You have to find it in context. 100%.
No, but at the same time, the word of God also says, in everything that you do, get understanding.
100%.
Everything that you do, get understanding. And even to the point to where a lot of times Jesus would go and preach in parables that was misunderstood by a lot of the people that ultimately heard him speak, but then he would give the revelation to the disciples.
Yeah, no, he
because
definitely
it wasn't meant for the people to actually understand it at that particular time.
100%.
But at the same time, people needed to get understanding as to what it is that they were doing so that they can make an informed decision and then they can actually go forth and be fruitful. So on one hand, you can say this is what Jesus did, but he did it for a reason in order to illustrate a point. On the other hand, when it comes to us mimicking Jesus and ultimately becoming vessels for God and seriously living our life for God, it really comes from understanding. And to see people just saying some wild stuff on the corner, just to people that's passersby, and they have no clue as to who it is that they're talking to or why, honestly is a misunderstanding, in my opinion, of what the word of God is supposed to be doing as far as saving souls.
Okay, 100%. And I don't know that group, so I take your word for it because I know that there's a lot of hyperbole and when the brothers are teaching. I was just going to illustrate, but I know you got to go that there's several verses in which they're following directly, which is the reason why they teach how they teach. Jude 1:22. You may be able to teach some with a soft hand. Other people need a heavy hand. And Timothy,
that's why he said he gives you teachers and preachers after his own heart, not based off of what we think is best for people. He gives them teachers and preachers after his own heart. That's 100%. What the word of God says.
Yeah, and it says in the Bible, Luke 19 says Jesus was an austere man. So cold, strict in manner, unforgiving, right? Remember the nigga owed him his pounds, and he was like, "Yo, my bad. It took me so long. I was kind of scared." So Jesus had that, that you don't go in the temple as a little dude and be flipping tables and shit. So Jesus definitely had it in him, but of course he was kind. He had a balance. So I don't know what those brothers were doing, but so I can't discount it at all. But I just was showing that it definitely has a biblical spirit, and there's nothing in there that actually says to hate the white man is a commandment, right? So that's not even one of the main teaching points. I think that the videos, that's the most entertaining part, but again, it kind of just perverses all of it when you actually get into it, because it's more so about me and you interacting, not everybody else.
100%.
So. Because I think the bill would be dope. Like we went through all the verses. Like it took us 10 minutes.
Listen, this is my angle. This is what I love to do.
Yeah. 100%.
That's why I say you can ask me anything, because I'm down to discuss anything.
Yeah. Real shit.
And let me also add this caveat in there.
Yes, sir.
I'm open to the possibility that I'm wrong. And so if somebody show me where I'm wrong, and with some things I'm just naturally wrong at, like I curse, and so that's something that I need to fix.
They just cursing like shit in the Bible. You all right?
Well, I'm not gonna validate my behavior by other people getting away with it, though, right? You know what I'm saying? It's some things that I still need to grow in, and work on. But I am open to the possibility of getting more insight and information, so I can make better decisions throughout my life. 100%.
No, that's real shit though. Because I just want everybody to know Jesus looked just like you. but he's probably a big ass nigga. That's all. Other than that, you know what I mean? And you know his shit was grayed up, but yeah, that nigga was mean. He didn't give a fuck. Y'all probably the same nigga. It's a mix between Anton and Mr. Fantastic. That's how Jesus looked.
Listen, well, I hope that Mr. Fantastic, if he listening, don't get in no boxing match, bro. It's a zero. Well, I don't want to mess up what you got going on here.
No, it's me and him. It's me and him. So
I don't think that y'all should be fighting, bro. I think that y'all too intelligent, y'all too smart. And I've even disagreed with Mr. Fantastic and apologized to him before. I think that y'all too smart. I think that y'all too wise. I think that y'all are stronger, even if y'all disagree, with displaying y'all intellect and showing people how it is that y'all can debate when it comes to the different issues. And I think that fighting is for children. I think that once we get past the ages of 18, 19, and 20, I think that y'all too smart and too intelligent to be sitting there, you know, putting on a fight that ain't nobody gonna actually benefit from. It's silly. And I think that y'all too, even if I disagree with y'all, I still disagree. If I disagree with your statements or your premise, I don't agree with the idea that y'all be out here crashing out when y'all too good for that. Y'all don't need that. Y'all too good for that, bro. And it's gonna live forever. It's always gonna be a stain because you're gonna want to grow to certain spaces and people are always gonna be able to refer back to that moment.
No, it's interesting. I'll definitely take heed and assess it. Because me and Fantastic tight, like that's my man, you know. I just didn't want it to fail. So me and him gonna go, you know, go how it go. But it's time to your point, right? When men start going, right? If he hit me with some shit, I'm gonna hit him with some shit. Like, you know, I go, like, you know, because the spar is like 80%.
Oh, if y'all spar, I thought you was talking about like we need to settle this beef type stuff.
No,
like,
we got headgear and all.
Oh, that's different. I thought you was talking about you know, like y'all had some kind of disagreement that y'all need.
No, so I stepped in for Joseph because Joseph can't do it. That's how it manifested. I didn't want it to fail. You see what I'm saying? Because everybody was.
That's a whole other conversation. Yeah, y'all just doing it for sport, then that's different.
Yeah, it's probably a 50% chance I'm gonna kick his ass.
I feel you.
You know. So damn, man, I got that. That's a dope build. So I humbly appreciate it. Like I said, I appreciate you listening to like just a little bit that we shared, and then that last part I think people need to take away from. I just think you always say it. You said I'm open to the. How you always say it? I'm open to the
possibility that I'm wrong.
Yeah, like that.
But let me throw the other part in there, but I doubt it.
Shit like that.
I'm open to the possibility that I'm wrong, but I doubt it.
Hey, Tom, it's called self-esteem, not we esteem. You know what I mean? So, damn, man, I know you got to get going, man. I humbly appreciate it. Maybe we got to do like a part 2 because I got 1,000 more
questions.
Hit
me up, man. You know, I support you, bro. And,
yes, sir.
Like I said, we chopped it up in person and all of that. So, man, just let me know what's happening and we can go from there, bro.
100%. I appreciate you, man. Good luck on. Well, you about to do a photo shoot. You can't fuck that up. So be safe. I'm gonna hit you for sure.
All right, bet. All right, big dog.
Appreciate you.